Today I wanted to share with you my daily cancer fighting routine. That is everything I do from the moment I wake up to the moment I sleep so that I'm living an anti-cancer lifestyle. I'm also going to do another video on my cancer routine over the week and for the month. So if you're a cancer patient or a cancer caregiver, then I urge you to subscribe to the channel because I'm Owen Video. I am a stage 4 cancer patient. The doctors told me I had 2 years to live. I decided that that wasn't good enough, and I sought out cancer survivors. I read their books, I watched their videos, I read the studies, and I have been able to beat back my tumors by over 50%. My doctor says my cancer is now barely visible. I'm snowboarding on the weekends and enjoying a phenomenal revived life with my wife and kids. And I want to see 1 million people beat their cancer with metabolic therapy. When I got diagnosed with cancer, it was a good month before I could do anything. I was stunned, I was depressed, I was definitely suicidal, and I was not in a place where I could even make decisions for myself or I even wanted to. That motivation simply wasn't there. So if you're there right now and you're still like in this freshly diagnosed place, I just empathize with you. I understand that place, and I don't want to put too much pressure on you to move forward right away. But when you pick yourself back up and you decide to fight cancer, and not everybody decides to fight, I want you to know that. But for those of us that get back up and decide to fight, you're gonna come across sort of some new challenges. And that is that fighting cancer will become a part-time or a full-time job. And at first, my wife and I, we heard people say that and we thought it was hyperbole because, we own a business and we kind of do have a big schedule already. We'll fit it in, we'll squeeze it in. At first, it was absolutely like a full-time job. I had to be at this treatment center and then that treatment center, and then I was had to measure my blood, and then I had to make sure my food was at the right times and in the right amounts, and I was counting everything. And I can tell you right here, right there, I melted down right here. And I just exploded because it was too much, right? And that's when we learned that fighting cancer was a lifestyle, just like getting cancer, right? You get cancer because of your lifestyle, and you defeat cancer by changing your lifestyle. And so what we've sought to do is to create a schedule, literally by changing our habits, which is exactly how we grew our business. We changed our habits so that we were checking QuickBooks every day, and it was a part of our daily routine, and that's exactly what we're doing with cancer. And so if you're taking notes, I really want you to pay attention to the times that I give you, because I'm going to give you I do things by, you don't have to be as calculating as I am. For me, I run better with a schedule and I run on routines. So if I can create a routine where it happens every Monday at 10, then it's more likely that I'll do it, and I'll do it with joy. So if you're taking notes, pay attention to the times. If you're not taking notes, get out a piece of paper, get out your iPad, and write this down, because it may be the thing that works for you. So a couple high-level priorities. Food is a priority. Joy is a priority, and sleep is a priority. So these are the big things, right? Joy, being able to do the things that I love, right? What type of life are you trying to save in the first place? That's a big thing for me. So there's got to be time doing the things that bring me joy, and for me, that's family time. It's spending time with my kids. Sleep is restorative. You can do all the things, right? But if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're still doing the American, watching TV till 10 and then waking up and checking your phone thing, this is not a healthy lifestyle for you. We need to change those things. And then diet, of course, what you put into your body. Cancer is a metabolic disease. It requires metabolic cures. Food is the ultimate metabolic cure. So knowing what you're eating and when are huge as we start to build out this calendar. So I want to start with my wake-up routine. I wake up at 6 or 6:30 every single day, and I do not use an alarm. I will only use an alarm if I have a plane to catch or there's a thing that we have to be up for. But I try to go to sleep at around 9:30, 10, so that I get my 8 hours in, right? Even if I'm up at 6, I still will lay in bed and just increase my sleep time a little bit more so that my body feels recharged and restored for the day. The very first thing I do is I read the Bible, and that is something that's very personal to me, but here's why I read the Bible: for deeper spiritual connection and for a revived sense of purpose and self. For you, it might be something else, but you don't want to get into your phone, right? Like my first thoughts of the day should be towards a bigger and higher purpose, something that's like, deep inside. Now, I'll do that while I'm sipping on my coffee. It's about 15, 20 minutes. And then I go downstairs and I will walk on my treadmill. Now, that's because it's snowing outside. If I could walk outside, I would, and I'll do that in the spring and the summer. But I try to walk for 10 minutes. And during that time, I'm listening to motivational videos on YouTube. Literally, Motivational Hub is where I tune into the most. And I spend about 10 minutes, maybe 13, depending on the length of the video, just like reinforcing a positive energy and reinforcing like that champion mindset, because look, who knows what today has in store, So I spent about 10 minutes, again, getting my blood moving, getting my brain going, and listening to motivational. You could even listen to a book if that's better for you. After that, I go into my infrared sauna. Now, I invested in a sauna. It cost about $2,000. I bought it from Amazon. I'll put links below. But I invested in the sauna because I have what's called a MUFR mutation, and that means that my body doesn't detox well. Now, as a side note, if you're struggling with cancer or the caregiver of someone with cancer, then I would highly encourage you to read Dirty Genes by Dr. Ben Lynch and look into epigenetics, because that is literally where the cure to cancer is in your epigenetics. What happens before their genes? So I go into my infrared sauna because my body doesn't detox naturally, and I spend about 45 minutes in there. Now, I know that that's a big expenditure of time, but it's worth having the rest of my life. Now, while I'm in the sauna, this is where I'm writing, okay? And when I say writing, normally I'm writing out my day, and it's a brain exercise. So I'm a big fan of The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and I believe in morning routines and writing. Some people may journal. I kind of journal, but really it's more like planning out my day, thinking of new video ideas, like talking about what cancer videos I want to make. I'm kind of sketching that stuff out and just using my brain and using my hand and getting my creative juices flowing. I'm also starting to like preempt my day, right? This is where I might call my office manager and just make sure she's got things. So I'm in the sauna while I'm sort of doing business. Now, what I do after the sauna is going to blow your mind. It's going to drive you wild, because about this time, it's probably like 7:30 in the morning. I go upstairs after I go into the sauna and I sit in a cold bathtub. The cold bathtub is probably about 55, 60 degrees. And I fill it up every Monday and I drain it every Saturday. So it's really just like a pool of water that I will go lay in as immersed as possible for 2 minutes at a time, maybe 3 minutes if I'm feeling up to it. This is called sauna contrast, and it's a nervous system therapy designed to help get your body out of fight or flight, which I'm a type A, like high D personality. I'm in fight or flight all the time. Cold baths in the morning after the sauna help to reset my immune system, and I gotta tell you, it feels amazing. It's probably the thing I love the most. Like, I really hate getting into the bathtub. Like, that moment of coldness is terrifying. But 2 minutes after I get out, wow, it's your whole body feels brand new. So I do cold contrast. I shower. Now, here's gonna drive you wild. My showers are what we call pits and parts. I do not love the idea of slathering propylene glycol and other pharmaceutical products all over my body, right? Like if you're using body wash, like read the instructions, like read the ingredients, right? It's all gonna be chemicals. I only like majorly wash with chemicals once or twice a week. Mostly I rinse off and I use all natural stuff like cocoa butter. I try to limit, my showers are like 10 minutes. I keep my shower at about 80 degrees. Most people have it at about 105 degrees, but the reason I keep it at 80 is because colder showers will stimulate T cell growth. 80 is not necessarily cold. I'm building up to that. I want to get it colder, but it does help. And I have thymus cancer, which is where T cells are made. T cells are made in your bones and in your thymus. I need that cold therapy to stimulate more T cell production. And I got to tell you, it feels great stepping out of a cold shower. After that cold shower, I start to get ready for my day, and I'm listening again to motivational music that I've put into a playlist that I know motivates me. It's the same 20 songs, but they're like my favorite 20 songs, And so I'm like, I'm getting dressed and I'm listening to cool music, where I go downstairs and I begin my work day. My work day usually starts around 8 or 8:30, and I'm doing work with very scheduled breaks in between the days. For example, I'll work for about 3 hours till about lunchtime, and then I'll go for a 1-mile walk around my neighborhood. That is, again, to take a break from the corporate stress work environment, to get out into nature and to de-stress and to get really geared up for the rest of the day. Now, you've probably noticed that up until this point, I haven't said anything about food. And that's because I practice intermittent fasting every single day. There's a lot of reasons for this. I did a video on fasting for cancer and intermittent fasting. It is probably the most effective thing that you could do for your cancer. I don't want to talk about all the science of it. I'm going to assume you already are kind of doing something similar in your own life, but the studies have shown that intermittent fasting reduces your chance of cancer and can actually lead to shrinking of your tumors. Now, here's the thing. I started at 12 hours. So I'd stop eating at 7, and then I wouldn't eat again until 8 a.m. the next day. As my body got used to that and I got stronger, I increased that to 16 hours, what they call 16-8. Now I'm at 20 hours a day. In fact, I use an app called Zero to measure my fasting. You can see from this phone app right here that I'm like 20 or 19 and a half hours into my fast, and in 30 minutes I'll be able to eat. Now, I want to tell you guys something. So far today, I've done 3 hours of consultation calls. I took a walk. I did my workout routine, and I'm filming videos here with my crew. All of this on no food, 1 cup of coffee. If you're thinking, oh, I can't do it, or all of those different things, you can do it, and it's pretty amazing. I feel amazing. I feel very mentally clear. I don't feel weak or hungry at all. Some days I'll go more than 20 hours and just wait till dinner time to eat something. But I don't eat until about 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. So I come back from my walk and I go back to work. I'll work for another couple of hours, and I'll either snack along the way, like I'll have nuts at my desk or some seeds. My wife might make me a quick salad, but whether I eat at my desk or I come up and have like a bigger break the fast sort of meal, which might be some avocados, I might make a spinach shake with almond milk. Either way, once I'm done with the bulk work of the day, I spend another 60 minutes in my hyperbaric chamber, which we purchased and we placed downstairs. The hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy has been just like absolutely amazing for me. The tank cost $6,000. And we did do a GoFundMe to help raise the funds that we could pay for it. But now that we have it, we have a hyperbaric chamber in our house that not only can I use, but my whole family can use it. My dad comes over twice a week to use it. So it was a great investment for us, but you can do a hyperbaric chamber session probably at your local massage parlor, or do they call them massage parlors anymore? That sounds a little risque. You can find him at your chiropractor might have, or search for an integrative doctor in your neighborhood. He probably has a hyperbaric. It's gonna cost you about 50 bucks an hour, $100 an hour, depending on where you go. So over time it adds up, but it's not $6,000 out of pocket if you're worried about that, But hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy does 2 things. Number 1 is it supercharges your blood and your body with oxygen, which is cytotoxic to cancer cells, right? Like the moment that you put cancer cells in oxygen or oxygenated blood, they start to die. So this is a very, very good thing for killing tumor cells. It's also good for every single immune function you have. Every immune function needs the food of more oxygen. But it also gives me an hour to just rest. And what I've done is I bought an eye mask, an eye pillow with headphones in. And when I go to do this 60-minute session, I don't bring my phone, I don't bring my iPad, and I do like a 30-minute mindfulness meditation that hopefully puts me to sleep. I would love to get an hour of extra sleep, increase my deep sleep, right? Maybe get a little bit of REM. I don't always. Sometimes it's almost impossible to go to sleep. But I'm resting and I'm bringing my heart down and I'm practicing resilience, where you're like stressed out at work and then calm, and then stressed out at work and then calm, because your body wasn't meant to be stressed out all the time. And we are, even if it's good stress, right? It's like the stress of getting the kids ready for school, the stress of going to work, the stress of getting dinner made on time, the stress of now getting the kids, to brush their teeth and all this stuff. Like we're living these like we're not running from tigers anymore, but like we still have highly stressful lives. You want to make sure that you're balancing out your stressful moments. Those should be short and acute. And then you want to balance those with like meditation sessions or restful sessions that are a little bit longer than the actual stressful moment when you can. So I do the hyperbaric chamber, and then after that, it's probably 5-ish, maybe 6-ish, which gives me 20 to 30 minutes to spend one-on-one time with a kid, or I can go do something with all the kids. For example, on Wednesday nights, I make dinner with the kids, right? I have to prioritize joy. I have a son that I take to kickboxing. I have another son that goes to another sporting event, but the wife takes him to that. But my point is that that's joy for me. So after I get out of the hyperbaric, it's like family time, essentially. I still don't have my phone at this point. Now, I actually track all this stuff in an iPhone app called Strides, and I'll show you guys that right now. Strides has been so helpful in me like organizing my goals and then learning how to sort of track them. So you can see there that I have like time in the sauna, I have like, time with kids and whatnot. And when I spend 20 minutes with the kid, after I'm done, I come in here and I mark that I spent 20 minutes with the kid. I write down which kid and what we did. And beyond that, my relationship with my children has dramatically improved. Would you say that my relationship with the kids has gotten way better? Like we were always close. My wife's over there. We were always close, but like I have a good relationship with my kids right now, and it's really cool. After kid time is dinner time. Typically my wife makes dinner, but we do sort of balance that out during the week. But we make dinner, and dinner is eaten together. Nobody eats until mom has sat down. We pray, we eat, and we typically do like, what was the best part of your day? Or maybe like we'll memorize a Bible verse, or we'll have conversation at dinner. After dinner, I go back on the treadmill and I walk for 25 minutes to decrease the amount of blood sugar in my body and to sort of like get my digestive juices flowing, because that is the last time I'm gonna eat. You want to stop eating about 3 hours before bed. I don't always, like I might grab a snack or whatever before bed, like a quick snack, but I'm not eating like a burger before bed. It's ridiculous. I do work off dinner, 25 minutes on the treadmill. After that, no more screen time. It's family time, and we do a different activity. Like right now, we have a couple different activities. We're listening to Rich Dad, Poor Dad on an audio tape, but we don't do it every day. We do that some days. We're also reading the book Peter Pan, which is phenomenal. The actual book written by the original author. Phenomenal book. In fact, the movie Hook is definitely like an homage to the original Peter Pan. But I'm teaching my kids guitar, and so I might play guitar, I might have them do drums. I bought some but it's family time, family activity time. In fact, we made Valentine's together as a family. This is all recharge time. The kids go to bed. I make myself tea. I take magnesium to get myself in a rested place. My wife and I go into the room. I will do stretches. At that point, I loosen up my shoulders. I do some yoga stretches on the ground. I get into bed and I will read my book. It's usually a book on personal growth or development, not a lot about work, but improving character, spirituality. At that point, I will put on another mindfulness video on YouTube. I'll put on my eye pillow. I like to sleep in total darkness. And that is where I will go to sleep. And my goal for sleep is to get, as much deep sleep as possible and to get the lowest HRV possible. So that is my day. There's a link in the description box below to a blog where I wrote out the timeline and go into more detail on some of the things that we do. But I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you'll stay tuned for more videos on how to build an anti-cancer lifestyle so that, everything that you're doing, you're enjoying a life that is cancer-free. When I started this, I was not happy. It was very hard. But I'm in a place now where I'm healthy and I'm vibrant and I'm positive and I'm joyful, and I don't really have to think about it, So it's an anti-cancer lifestyle. That's what I hope for you. I'm Owen Video. I'll see you in the next one.